Hello everyone, Atram and John here, and right now we're looking at a standard deck here for, well, we're going to play this probably till rotation, which is coming up very soon, but that's neither here nor there. It's blue-white Jace control, because it has 4 Jace, so you
Yep.
have to name it after its most common planeswalker, right?
hmm
Something like that. Or whatever. So the point being is, this is the first deck I've ever played with 27 freaking lands in it.
It's a lot of lands, but you get a lot of loots with Jays. So.
You do get to loot with Jace. There's 1 Jace's Ingenuity, there's 3 Dig Through Times, and 4 Jutai's Commands. So, I mean, there's the 2 Anticipates. Sometimes, I've never really actually had a problem flooding out in this deck,
Yeah,
which is
you,
interesting.
you always want the lands.
Speaking of the lands, let's look at the lands. So we've got a standard 4 Flooded Strands for a blue-white deck. There's a single Haven of the Spirit Dragon, which is meant solely for bringing back Ugin. There's 6 islands, 4 plains, a Majoring Network, which I believe is the most powerful land in this entire deck.
hmm
Bar none. That is the most powerful land in this entire deck. There's 3 Radiant Fountains, 4 Temples of Enlightenment, and 4 Tranquil Coves. So pretty standard mana base outside of the Majoring Network, which is very, very insane in this deck. So our removal suite starts off with our 2-drops here. We have 3 Last Breaths and 2 Swift Reckonings.
Yep.
Also, following the removal, there's 3 End Hostilities and 2 Elspeth and an Ugin, because that's removal, right? I guess. Kind of. Removal threat. Whatever.
So what rotates?
Out of this, what rotates is Last Breath, Dissolve, Jace's Ingenuity,
That's about it, right?
Elspeth.
Oh, Elspeth's a big one.
But
But
I think you can find other threats to put in there.
yeah, because we have a new Jace's Ingenuity. It's sorcery speed. And we also have the new End Hostilities, which is actually just strictly better, basically.
What's the new End Hostilities do again?
It's End Hostilities plus Awaken.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's strictly better for this deck. Losing the threat that is Elspeth is a problem, but I feel like there's going to be enough ways to make up for it. I mean, you can technically run Gideon if you want, though I'm not a huge fan of running Gideon in this deck. He's too much of a tempo play, actually, instead of the control play, which the deck wants.
Yeah, you might as well just like if you need a threat, you could just run the Pearl Lake.
Yeah, you could run the main board Pearl Lake. I mean, if you go and look at the spoilers so far, or you actually could just run, an Eldrazi or 2.
Yeah,
You could run, actually maybe, Ulamog would be a good one of. Or you could even run, the Desolation Twin thing, where when you cast it, you get a 10/10 and
yeah.
it's a 10/10.
The point is that this is gonna stick around basically after rotation too. So.
Right. A very large portion of this deck sticks around after rotation. I mean, you lose the Temples of Enlightenment and the Radiant
Meh.
Fountains. Radiant Fountain can't be underestimated. But I think enough of this deck sticks around after rotation that it's definitely worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah,
We'll probably try to show a post-rotation version of this deck too, just to kind of see how it changed. Looking at the main board, though, first finishing our discussion, we have 4 Jace, 2 Elspeth, and an Ugin as our threats. Narset's kind of a threat, but really she's more like a stall game
yeah,
tactic. We have counter spells, plenty of them. A Disdainful Stroke, 2 Dissolves, a full playset of Clash of Wills, which is interesting considering that I really did like the card at first, but it's grown on me a lot.
yeah.
Jace's Ingenuity, as we mentioned. Jutai's Command is also in our counterspell. That's not to be underestimated. Diet Cryptic Command has definitely grown on me too. Or is it Cryptic Command Light? I can't remember. Whatever.
Yeah.
0-calorie Cryptic Command.
Pepsi Crystal.
It's 0-calorie Cryptic Command.
Mhm.
But yeah. So, and then looking at our sideboard here, we see that we have another threat. Actually, we have 3 threats in our sideboard. We have Pearl Lake Ancient, and then we have 2 Mastery of the Unseen, which is a very important threat in this deck. You slam that against blue-black control, and they just kind of
Cry.
cry. Yeah. Cry seems very appropriate. So other noteworthy sideboard cards, we have the fourth Last Breath for the aggro matches. We have Glare of Heresy. We have a full playset of Nyx Fleece Ram, which is now I know is John's favorite card.
Yeah, it has a. If you get an Elspeth emblem, it becomes a 2/5, 2/7.
Good times. You always hate this card, don't you?
I'm thinking if one of these Nyxleys should be the destroy target black or red creature, you gain 2 life.
Surge of Righteousness?
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe the Last Breath should be that.
Yeah, I feel like we should find a spot for that.
Alright, well let's look up Surge of Righteousness here. So we're thinking of sticking a Surge of Righteousness in here. I think it actually can be the Last Breath. Because Surge of Righteousness hits bigger creatures than Last Breath.
But also Last Breath hits Jace if you're ever in the mirror.
True.
Which is kind of why I like it over Nyx Fleece.
You just hate Nyx Fleece.
It's such a stupid card. It doesn't do anything.
I think it's very important for the red deck match, but we shall see, I suppose.
If they slam a Rebel Master, cool, you have a Nyx Fleece.
It blocks for 3 turns.
It blocks for 1 turn. It blocks a token, and then it has to block a Rebel Master.
And then it blocks a Rebel Master again, because the Rebel Master is a 4/2, and then the Rebel Master becomes a 5/2, and by then you've wiped the board.
Sure.
Just saying. Anyway, so we also have 2 Revoke Existence, which is a nod towards Master of the Unseen, and most importantly, Hangerback. Hangerback Walker is a pain in the butt. That card is just insanely powerful.
Yeah.
So then we have a second Disdainful Stroke, because we have the Miser's Disdainful Stroke in the main. We have 2 Negates, a Fated Retribution, which is another card we're losing, but that's, I think, fine.
Yeah.
And we have the Pearl Lake Ancient, because sometimes in the control match, you just need to slam Pearl Lake Ancient and make them go, oh god, what just happened to me?
And as you noted, sideboard 2 or 7.
Right. This is by CMC. This is not by color or anything. This is CMC. 2 or 7. So, anyways, moving along. So, we're going to take this for a run in a daily today. And we'll let you know how it does. Or actually, you'll see. We'll see you then.
Mm-hmm.